Hello everybody, time for another game roulette game look. This is going to be a quicker game look than most of the other games I've played for game roulette because I've kind of already looked at this game a little bit in advance and I'm just going to sum it up a little bit if I can. It's called Zafehouse Diaries. In short, it's a game where it's a text-based game where you kind of control 5 people, tell them to go search buildings or watch for zombies and so on, and try to help them survive. They have different kind of issues they have with each other that you have to help them work out so that they can continue to survive. So we'll look at, I have a game that I've been playing currently, and just show you a little bit about what's going on in the game, and then I'll show you some of the other stuff it has. I doubt I'll do a full playthrough on this game because you are literally basically writing and reading a book the whole time, so you can see all the previous stuff I've done if you want to go through and read what all has been happening in my gameplay. But I'm not going to go all the way back because it goes back fairly far. It makes a new log every hour that you play through the game. So let's get this back up to here. And this is my current group of people. Michael here is injured. Russell is also injured. I think he hasn't been treated yet, but they're all hungry and tired. Been having a pretty good time as far as getting my houses and stuff set up. However, not such a good time as finding food. We're always out of food, it seems like, which is a bit of a hassle. But here's like my supplies. We got one corpse in the house, so I'll start giving some of these people some jobs. I need somebody to get that dead body out of here, so we will leave that to Michael. Will you handle that for me? So he'll get rid of that. I think so we need more traps and to keep securing the house. So let's see. Somebody needs to. Oh, we need somebody to watch for zombies. Who's our? I seem to have one person who's kind of crap at everything. We'll have Russell do it. He's a librarian, so he doesn't have a whole lot of real good skills in anything specific. So we'll put Russell on watching for zombies. That's something he can handle. Barricades. Let's see. Actually, traps. I know Don is like one of the only people who can actually do that well. So he'll make traps, and we need somebody to barricade. So I'll have both Tracy and Candace work together. So you can see this green right here. That means that they have a good relationship. You can click on this and see how everybody's getting along. You can see all this kind of stuff and see what their kind of short background is. And you can even kind of manipulate the game by giving people a history that they don't have otherwise. Also, let's see. So let's see. For example, let's see if I can't solve some problems here. She's uncomfortable around men, right? Let's see. Distrust young people. Who else doesn't really like Don too much? Russell also distrusts young people. She doesn't like her because prejudice towards the wealthy. She comes from a wealthy background. Right. So we have a couple people who don't really care so much for Don. So let's see if we can't give her a new piece of history to make these three kind of like her. She's high school education, middle class. All right, Don. No rumor. And it says rumor, but what you're really doing is actually making up something that really existed in her previous life before zombies, so that she can, you can kind of force it to have better connection with people. It's celebrity. Let's see. Middle class. Let's see how. This guy's 37, 36. Tracy is 33. Middle class. He's wealthy. Middle class. Let's see. How do I want to do this? I want to try to make this so it's good for all of them. So we'll go middle-aged. We'll go men because there's 2 men, so it makes more sense. They're both middle-aged. She's also, she's middle-aged as well. Middle class. She's middle class, so she'll get a little bit from that. And she's middle class, so should appreciate it as well. Right. And I will say it was moderately popular, and she actually wrote a book. She wrote a book. It's moderately popular among middle-class, middle-aged men. So this should appeal to everybody on some standard, mostly to these two, which is fine. So that's a rumor that we spread. She was an author of a book, right? And then we have everything else, I think, already set up. We have somebody watching for zombies, right? Yeah, Russell is. Good. So we'll click over here and make this all kind of go away, and we'll click this to make the time advance an hour. Oh, something happened there. See, a rumor spread around the group. Don once wrote a book that was moderately popular among middle-class, middle-aged men. On hearing the rumor, Tracy, Russell, Michael were closer to Don. Okay, Kansas was indifferent about it, but that's fine. They were doing all right anyway. Michael took painkillers to deal with his injuries. He'll be able to function better for 6 hours. The guillotine. Okay, there's a trap that was made. High damage. Zombies immobile. Strike 4 targets at once. Michael removed all corpses from the kitchen. Yay. All corpses have been removed from the house. Barricade covering the door and the living room has received some minor damage. Secured 3 entrances, stopped working, and is resting. So Tracy's resting now. That's fine. So we're doing good on this. Everything seems to be doing all right. What was Tracy's resting? What was she doing? Oh, barricading. Okay. Oops, I meant to change this from quickly and loudly to slowly and quietly. Hopefully it doesn't bring too many zombies around. You can see the zombies on the map, these X's. It took me about 3 games where I've died to actually notice that if you have somebody watching for zombies, it actually marks them on your map so you can see how many are actually around. And you can have people sit up and snipe zombies to get rid of them, or you can have them patrol outside and take them out. Or you can just have, or you can also, whenever you have them patrol, you can also have them just report back, or you can have them attack them. And with zombies, if you're having them snipe, they can do it around the building they're at, or you can tell them to snipe buildings that are nearby. Let's see. Anything else worth bringing up in here? You have injured and all this kind of other stuff that you can do. All right, but I think that quickly explains this. We'll, like I said, I wasn't going to spend too much time in this. We'll save progress, right? Saving. And then we will return to the menu. All right, so that was kind of expected where the game just sort of, it didn't crash. It closes the window down and then reopens a new window. You might actually notice that this is a really bizarre resolution. Like, let me check. This records in, well, there isn't like a set, I'll show you the options here. There isn't like a set, like, pick your size display. You can just, the best you can do is enable this, which changes it to your screen resolution. So basically it stretches it out. The game actually is recording right now in 1024 by 768, which is really, really bizarre resolution, but whatever. I mean, the game works and it does what it needs to do, but it's just a really weird resolution thing. What it seems like they did was they designed it to make a resolution that was just one size that would look like probably maybe like this on my screen. Although I don't know why I'm doing that. You're not going to actually see the actual size of my screen, so that means nothing to you. But I have a 1080p screen, so it, like, if I have it on this screen, it seems relatively small. So whenever I'm playing this game, I actually pull on my second screen, which is a smaller screen, so it looks bigger. Alright, so let's... Oh, I was going to show you the custom content manager. You can also export your diaries and read them later. I don't know if it'll... Yeah, here's my first one I did. It's actually... You probably can't see that pop-up menu that just came up. But here's the first gameplay I did. I saved it just for fun. How many pages did I make? Well, that's farther than I thought. So, oh, there go 3. I had 2 people left at this point, and wow, I made it several days, and then they died. And then it gives you a big list of stats. So if you want to read any of that, you can kind of pause it and look, but we'll probably have to go back and start recording again. Right, so I've gone back and I'm recording this in post now because I had to scrap about the last 4 minutes of this of the video and audio I had recorded because it turned out while doing the editing, it was all just black screen. Now, don't give this game too much of a hard time. It looks fine whenever you're playing the game just normally. It's just whenever you record, for some reason, it doesn't record some elements of the game. Like I noticed whenever I was trying to show whenever I was giving people jobs, none of the names were popping up and showing the colors where it was showing it whether or not people would work well together and things like that. That stuff appears in the game just fine. It's just whenever I'm recording with Fraps, it doesn't show up. If you're recording with some kind of a hardware instead of a software, it probably records fine as well because it records the screen and not it records the whole screen and not just that window. So I'm going to go through and explain the custom like assets, menus, and stuff. This is the menu you see whenever you click on it, and you can kind of pick what things you want to add to the game. You can create a new character, which this is just importing an image of like a person's face or something. And whenever you open up that menu, it just you can basically scroll in and out to scale the size of the image, and you're basically putting it in a box so that it's just a profile picture that it can use. I think you can also give that character a set name and a set. I don't know if you can set the job. I forgot to open up the menu and double check that, but you can set some different stats about that person, or you can let it be randomly generated. Said generated, weird. Below that you have a location. I've never actually opened that. I assume that it has the same kind of picture thing, but I don't know if you can give any details about the location. Like say this is you can probably tell if it's like a hospital or a warehouse or something like that. I don't know if you can determine how many rooms it has. You might be able to actually make like your house in the game. I'm not sure if you can do that. I haven't actually opened up that menu before. And then there is the last one, which is creating a custom job, which I think is the coolest, where you have some of the most kind of in-depth designing of the game, where you get to make a new job class, which you can see the menu here, giving different stats that you think that job class would have. And you can, I like to kind of keep it balanced. Like the cartoonist that I made, he's kind of a crap character. He can't do a whole lot of useful stuff because the cartoonist wouldn't be able to be a good sniper or good at doing assault maneuvers or whatever. So you can adjust the stats to however you like to kind of make new job classes, which I think is really cool. The one thing I wish they had, in addition to the 3 things that they had here, was maybe have custom items where you can be like, I want to add in sticky notes. I don't know why you would want sticky notes. They're just on my screen. So that was something I could come up with on the spot. Or you could come up with like just, specific items that you could find in the game that could be used for whatever. New guns that wouldn't be in the game by default. Like I'd add a P90. I love the P90. It's a cool gun. But I mean, it doesn't have that. Maybe there's a way you can do that in like some kind of settings file. It's in the game directory. I haven't actually looked at that to find out. I mean, the game hasn't been out that long, so it might be something that's added in the future, or people come up with a workaround to do it anyway. But I think I wanted to give this game a look, even though there are so many issues in recording and editing. I did want to give this game a look so that people knew what it was about. Whenever I saw it on Steam, I wasn't very sure. I was like, okay, I'm not really big in zombie games. I'm very particular about them. But this one I found to be quite interesting. I wish there were some elements that were a little bit more randomized so that more options could happen. And there's be things that I would like to see added to the game. And this game might get updates and have things like that added in the future. So it's a title I would, if you think it looks interesting, if you like randomized zombie survival management sort of games, this is a good game. You'll love it. If you're not sure, I'd give it maybe a little bit and see if they come up with any new updates and add a little bit to it, because I think it could be a really cool game. Anyway, I'm going to call this video here. I hope you've enjoyed this look at Zafehouse Diaries, and I'll catch you on the next one.